Invito Meditech Private Limited, New Delhi. Mr. Tyagi will be speaking on AI for brain diagnostic and therapeutic aid. In today's time, AI serves as a powerful tool in brain diagnostics and therapy, enabling precise detection and personalized treatment of neurological conditions. This session will be chaired by Dr. Jay Prakash, Senior Principal Scientific Officer, Indian Pharmaceutical Commission, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, and co-chaired by Professor Tanveer Naved, Deputy Dean, Health and Allied Sciences, Amity Institute of Pharmacy, Amity University, Noida. May I request the chair and co-chair to please come on the stage. The session chair, Dr. Jay Prakash, is the Senior Principal Scientific Officer and Officer in Charge, National Coordination Center for Pharmacovigilance Program of India at Indian Pharmaceutical Commission, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. He has overall more than 20 years of experience in the area of teaching, research, pharmacovigilance, pharmacopoeia, and formulary science. He was temporary advisor expert for WHO's expert committees, Geneva, Switzerland. Sir is the recipient of Miss Geeta Mittal Medal for Basic Research in the field of oncology. The co-chair of the session, Professor Tanveer Naved, is the Deputy Dean, Health and Allied Sciences and Amity Institute of Pharmacy. He is a distinguished academician with over 20 years of experience in teaching, research, and administration. A recipient of University Gold Medal, he is a research-oriented individual with several national, international publications and patents to his credit. A very warm welcome to all of you. I would request the session chair to please introduce the speaker of the session.
Hello. Hello. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And we are very grateful to Professor Vandana and her team, along with Dr. Chitra Gupta, for inviting us to chair this session. And we have a learned speaker with us, Mr. Vipin Tyagi, co-founder and director, Imito Medtech Private Limited, New Delhi. I just go through his biodata in brief. Mr. Vipin Tyagi is a distinguished serial entrepreneur with over 2 decades of experience in medical technologies. During his illustrious career, he has worked with United States and European medical device leaders such as BD, Medtronic, and St. Jude Medical INC Abbott for their neuromodulation therapies. He is an accomplished and award-winning entrepreneur who has co-founded and led Imito Medtech in the year 2010, a renowned name among the medical fraternity as a specialized neurological medical device organization delivering precise technological solutions for the South Asian market. So with this background of Mr. Vipin Tyagi, I invite you to deliver your plenary session on artificial intelligence for brain diagnostic and therapeutic aid. Welcome to you.
Hello. Thank you, Jayaprakash sir and Tanveer sir for introducing me. And I'm very thankful to the organizer for such a fantastic theme-based international congress. In fact, this is going to be the future for young budding students who can pursue their career in field of healthcare. So I'm just changing the gear here from pharmaceuticals to medical devices. And there is a whole lot of opportunities of waiting for students, in fact, who can even go and pursue their career in medical devices. Although my talk will be going to focus on more on the application area, the real-time application scenarios which are happening in India, which covers both diagnostic and therapeutic and implantable products. And as one of our earlier panelists has mentioned about, like, AI is not going to replace human, but slowly and steadily AI is entering inside the human in form of implants. We are talking to robots also. And there are scenarios in operation rooms in India where patients have been implanted with kind of a device which has got BCI, or we can call it as a brain computer interface, in fact. So I think everybody heard about Elon Musk Neuralink. So Neuralink is the organization which is run by Elon Musk, in fact, the Tesla guy. And it's working on the platform for providing solutions in form of implanting brain chips for different motor neuron disease. We start and take you to. So right now, the biggest hurdle, what is happening in neuroscience segment is basically the brain disorders, which has been one of the biggest bulk of indication and prevalence now world over. And out of this, neurodegenerative disease such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, or other vascular disease and epilepsy, seizure disorders, they are increasing day by day. And as we know, the aging population has almost grown by 20% by 22% by 2015, and there is a big going to be a big task for the radiologist to diagnose at early stage for such neurodegenerative disorders. And the scenarios in India or most of the South Asian countries is very challenging. We have very limited specialty of radiology in India. One of the data of Indian Radiological Society say we almost have a one radiologist per 2 lakh population. So, and out of this, 200 is neuroradiologists, which is the highest qualification, the DM. So there is a huge amount of gap between the imaging analysis of neuro disorders, because radiologists are the ultimate authority who basically gives their comments on the reporting pattern of various neuroimaging. So such delays can even lead to the delayed in treatments, such as in case of stroke, where each and every minute is important. The golden hour, 3 hour, which is called to do a thrombolysis in stroke. So we need a such kind of a solution, which is kind of a assistive to radiologists, assistive to medical fraternity, physicians and surgeons, which can help them in improving the accuracy, diagnose, or providing the long-term sustainable results with their therapy. And AI now these days is filling that gap. It is used as a aid, or it is can be said as a passively, it is supporting the medical fraternity in providing the accurate and consistent diagnostic profiles of the patients, rapid and patient-specific treatments, and ultimately helping the preventive care also to improve. This is one of the data of US FDA. If we look at the top 3 specialties, the US FDA has given the device approval, the commercial device approvals for to almost top 3 specialties consist of radiology, cardiology, and neurology. But radiology itself, the biggest part is to analyze the imaging. So neurology and imaging and radiology goes hand in hand. So neurology, AI is definitely going to be the game changer for treatment and diagnosis. I think in the morning session, the most of the basic concept has been covered, but still just a briefly touch the data science, which is the science of organizing the big data, the massive data which is used for analytical purpose. The computation, proteomics, genomics, computational pathology. So the big data is serving them to develop various algorithm, and this will be going to help them or various analysis in at early stage of the disease. And AI is the ability of a computer or a computer controlled robot to perform commonly routine tasks which is done by intelligent beings. So this doesn't mean like we are going to be talking to the robot. In fact, but definitely the machine are now thinking, machine are now learning. And how thinking and learning is going on, it is on based on various deep neural network, which in AI is called deep learning. So machines are learning based on an algorithm. An algorithm has certain parameters. This is called a model. So each machine which is used for healthcare purpose has certain set of validated models. Neurology and neurosurgery work are going on the deep learning phase. So I'm going to cover in coming slide. Machine learning, the only thing which I like to highlight is most of the solution in machine learning and neurosciences are supervised learning. Supervised means there is kind of a human in the loop. We are we are not totally dependent upon the machines. So that is called autonomous, basically learning models, which is in layman terms, it can say in autopilot mode in Tesla. If you drive a Tesla in autopilot mode, it's fully autonomous. So, but in medical devices, even the regulatory authorities has not given such machine learning algorithm a kind of a approvals for use in clinical practice. So most of that data in healthcare is supervised learning, which has set of very organized level data. The algorithms and models are created on those data. And we know that that's the outcome which we are required. So this basically deep learning or artificial neural network, this is the crux of neurology. Just like human brain, the developers are going a step ahead. They are developing a kind of a many hidden layers, which has a built of progressive and regressive machine learning data. So the more hidden layers are there, the more data is propagated. Same like our neurons. The messages are propagated from one neuron to the second to the third, and there are billions of neurons. So similarly way, the developers are trying to create a kind of a model which has got deep insight, which not only help you in identifying the image biomarker, it can also identify you and help you with the treatment option, and it will also identify and help you with the propagation of disease. So the first machine learning algorithm in neurology, the basic one includes the neuroimaging scans. So in neuroimaging scan, I think everybody heard about MRI, CT scan and MRI. So CT is X-ray based technology. MRI is high magnetic resonance, which is on water molecule based identification and brain nucleus. But these days, over and above MRI and CT scan, there is a PET also, positron emission tomography, which has been largely used to identify and diagnose various neurodegenerative disorders. Deep learning algorithm, the center one, the deep learning algorithms is one step ahead than the machine learning algorithms. In fact, in this case scenario, you actually analyze the various brain nucleus. Each and every nucleus of the brain has certain pattern of firing pattern, which we call as a language. Just like Europe, in Europe you have different countries: Germany, French, Italy, Belgium. Each speaks different language. So our brain is just like Europe. They had a different languages. The nucleus. How do you identify the nucleuses? So there is a certain machines which are on deep learning algorithm based, which identify the brain nucleus and help you with the targeting. And why we need these targeting? to deliver the drugs directly to the nucleus, to either deliver a lot of other things, drug delivery beside, or electric modulation to the nucleus. And the last application for neural network is predicting the disease. As I just mentioned you, the PET images. So there is now a PET image analyzers which analyze thousands of PET images and identify the marker like which patient is normal or which patient is Parkinson's disease, a neurodegenerative disorder. And this is based on the hotspot. So the four major applications which I take you through with the base of AI-powered solutions now, and these are happening in India, and radiologists are using it, in fact, day night, day out now in most of the regular centers. The one is the stroke. Stroke is based on identification, different type of stroke, based on CT-based technology. And then Alzheimer disease, again, a degenerative disorder. It's based on MRI and PET-CT scan-based image biomarkers. Parkinson's disease on MRI-based, and last, the brain tumor again on MRI-based. And how do they work? PD, or we call it as a Parkinson's disease broadly, is the biggest bulk of neurodegenerative disorder world over. And the growth of PD incidence and prevalence is tremendous. Like, it is old data, but still it shows 53% increase in prevalence rate for Parkinson's patient. And these are the most debilitating group of patient, least aware, least penetrative disease segment, in fact, Parkinson. And 7 to 10 million populations of PD patients are there worldwide. So the diagnosis is pretty hard for radiologists or neurologists. It takes a lot of effort for them to diagnose or label a Parkinson patient because it overlaps with many, many other diseases. And how generally, what is Parkinson? The root cause is here dopamine. We know the dopamine is a neurotransmitter, which is kind of a black color due to neuromelatonin in nature, and it is stored in substantia nigra in the midbrain. The midbrain is, in a layman term, we can call it as the basal ganglia, the midbrain, which is a collection of nucleus. So there is a very small nucleus called substantia nigra, which include the dopamine. So with the age or with degeneration or due to secondary conditions, the dopamine start depleting. And this is one of the cut sections of cadaver, in fact, which identify how the normal and PD patients are affected. There is a loss of dopamine, and it's totally transparent as compared to the blackness of on the left side figure, the normal and affected part. So here comes the solution. It's first AI-based solution globally now. It's US FDA approved, available in India also, to identify and diagnose PD patient at MRI stage, in fact. So in MRI, generally, routinely, the best of technology is 3 Tesla MRI is available in India. But once you take the 3 Tesla MRI, and still you're not able to identify the SNR. Like, usually the radiologists will not able to see in very regular flow. And we've seen the dearth of radiologists. One radiologist has to scan at least hundreds of scans, and he needs to check the SNR, and it's not available with best of 3 Tesla high magnetic field MRI. So what they developed an algorithm which they call it a susceptible map weighted image. And if you look at the most left side, this is the 7 Tesla, the highest machine, the only machine which is available in US right now. And the red area, which is marked on the left side, is clearly shows this is a SNR. But in India or across the world, 95% installation of the machine are 3 Tesla, and you cannot make out the SNR. SNR is absent in the machine. So what will radiologist do? Either he will send a patient for further investigation, that is even most costly, that is PET scan. Each PET scan costs around 30 to 40,000 in India. And patient has to take basically isotopes, like it the blood in the blood, the isotope has been injected. So a sustainable long-term solution, the startup which few years back were working, and they developed a solution where they, with the SMW1 imaging technique, they can clearly make the SNR available. So we can clearly demarcate, yes, there is a healthy SNR. So patient is right now not labeled as a Parkinson disease. Maybe the disease has progresses. So what we require to do? Now we require to do a qualitative analysis, means how much dopamine is getting degraded in volumes. So that is the second step for this machine learning algorithm. So SMW1 clearly in first picture, you say the top 4 pictures, 4 different patients of different age groups as compared with the SMW1 images, and you clearly see SNR on the top, on the left side. And similarly, further closer look at SNR visibility and SMW1 images as compared to the regular MRI. And this scan is PET scan. Again, what AI has done, it differentiated the idiopathic Parkinson, which is the real crux. Like we need to treat idiopathic Parkinson also in the same way, like secondary Parkinson, but there is a different treatment protocol. And we know SNR is not visible in normal MRI, and patient has been referred to PET. Even in PET, sometimes the red color hotspots which you are seeing, that there is a depletion of red color hotspot on the left side in all the scans of the patient. So this clearly labeled it as there is a lack of dopamine and patient is moving toward the Parkinson disease. As compared, their second patient is also same symptoms. It's called secondary Parkinson, drug-induced Parkinson, whereas SNR is still healthy. So there is a 2 different protocols. Condition is stroke. And we know it is one of the most deadliest, second biggest cause of death, the stroke. The first one, anybody has idea? Which is the first one? The first deadliest indication, the biggest cause of death? It's cerebrovascular disease, ischemic heart pain, angina pain, or cardiac arrest, what we call. So there is again a difference of treatment. Identification is different right from the imaging point of view. Ischemic stroke is different from hemorrhagic stroke. Hemorrhagic stroke we call brain hemorrhage. In ischemic stroke, there is a basically occlusion of the artery, carotid artery, which carries the blood to the brain. Whereas in ischemic, there is a breakage, there is a rupture of the artery where where the blood starts accumulating over the membranes of the brain, which is called meninges. So, and you both has got different protocol. What is the current scenario right now in India? So the solution which AI is providing is a deep learning based algorithm where the thousands of current group of patient has been studied, normal and with stroke, with ischemic stroke, with hemorrhagic stroke, and their patterns have been studied. And that mathematical model has been created and fed into the continuous learning curve of machine learning. And so in a 2 minutes, with a normal CT scan, you can identify this is patient of ICH, intracerebral hemorrhage, or large vessels occlusion. And it also gives you an idea how much is the brain damage on the score of 10. If it is less than 7, this means the brain is almost atrophy is going to happen. So the above row is the normal protocol of CT scan. Whenever there is a stroke patient, immediately the nearest hospital they go, they do a non-contrast CT scan. CT, we know, X-ray based technology. Non-contrast means it's a plain CT scan. No dye is been injected. And non-contrast CT is used to detect the bleeding. So once the CT scan reports is there, now second CT scan again immediately has to be taken to check whether it is a bleeding with the contrast medium is being injected to a patient to diagnose the large vessel occlusion. So all of this process, then start the treatment, whether it is ICH or it is a LVO disease, they start the treatment. It will take 3 to 4 hours. And what the guidelines say, we have to treat stroke patient within first 2 to 3 hours, the golden hours. AI-based software, it really is giving the Like it just takes 2 or 3 minutes to analyze and give you the reports and identify which sort of stroke it is. It's ICH, large vehicle occlusion, and along with the aspect ratio. So the one more which is prevailing in our community, we have seen the Alzheimer is catching up day by day. We are hearing like, and what Alzheimer is basically, it's a part of dementia. Dementia is kind of a which affect memory, thinking, and behavior of a patient. So dementia as a very broad term, what sort of dementia, whether it is due to Alzheimer or due to its Lewy body or due to disease or with Parkinson itself. So now how to identify? So there are protein biomarker on the images which needs to be identified. So, and in Alzheimer disease generally, what happens, the brain starts shrinking, moving towards the atrophy. So we need a certain kind of imaging marker and also how we can calculate on scoring pattern of a health of a brain. So the proteins basically are beta amyloid and tau proteins, which get accumulated at neural pathway and stops the cellular transport and leads to the brain death. So on the PET scan, so this what this AI-based software do? It merge same patient, it merge the PET scan and MRI scan of a patient. It's just like cap over the head, slice to slice, and it gives analysis of hotspot, like which area of the brain protein accumulation has been done and how much is the quantity and what sort of protein it is there just with the imaging technique. So at least radiologists can screen immediately those patients. It is not making 100% result confirmation, but at least screening is going on. Right? And how we measure the health of a brain, the technique called diffusion tension imaging. These are again an imaging technology where the white health of a white matter attached with the various part of the brain, which we call connectomes. The more connectomes, the more healthy connectome, the more healthy is the brain. So neurologists, radiologists, this is the boom for them. They are already started working on the MRI merging with the DTI images of the patient to check the various atrophy, pre-surgery, post-surgery, or for neurodegenerative diseases or for epilepsy. So DTI images giving a lot of help to them, in fact, and it gives the cortical thickness. The cortical thickness of the brain directly proportional to the health of the brain or atrophy of the brain. Brain tumor, or we call it as a malignant brain tumors. It's again the concern area for neurosurgeons. And there are many instances when cancer cells from the primary area, such as lungs or from renal area, they get spread out to the brain. And the brain tumors start with 2 millimeter and above. Even in MRI, it is hard to identify 2 millimeter lesion. It's very hard. So this same AI algorithm has got an option of identifying the brain lesions as small as 2 millimeter and above. And not only that, it will give you a picture, which is on the right side. It will give you a picture like which area, how deep is the lesion. Like if you look at in the brain in the 3-dimensional, you will have a different coordinates of the same lesion. So the once identification will be there, the second stage will be the planning of neurosurgeons. Either he can check whether this is a malignant or not. At least he can identify the lesion very correctly now. He knows where is the lesion. So now we come to the treatment. This is the deep learning. This is complete amazing. It's available in India. It's called brain pacemaker or deep brain stimulation. In fact, I was here in last Congress also. I covered it in detail. And they look at the technology, how it is changes. Within a year, in fact, sir was here. Last year, we were talking about deep brain stimulation. This treatment modality is pacing the brain, means directly go to the nucleus, which are important for the movement disorder. In Parkinson disease, the nucleus we know is subthalamic nucleus. Dopamine manufactured, stored inside the substantia nigra. It travels to the subthalamic nucleus. If there is a lack of dopamine, there is a problem with the movements of the patient. And what are the movements? These are called trap. A lot of tremor, rigidity, freezing. So what generally neurosurgeon in this case do? They place the pacemaker in the chest area and the wire, which we call electrodes, are into the subthalamic nucleus. And nucleus, the volume of nucleus is 4 to 5 millimeters. So this therapy is used for epilepsy, OCD, tremor, and dystonia cases. So these are all neurological conditions. And what is difference now is we had a AI-based completely product line for brain pacemaker. This is called adaptive brain pacemakers or sensing brain pacemaker. So they check the local field potential of the brain. As I mentioned to you, each nucleus has got their language. The electrodes which are inside the nucleus, they check they check the various changes in the field potential and current will be delivered accordingly. So it is very customized therapy for patient implanted with the DBS. The green color which comes is kind of a sensing and orange color is delivering to the same nucleus. So the right side is the how basically the various firing patterns of the nucleus is observed. So I just leave it with you one of the scenario which done for a patient of deep brain stimulation. This patient is a Parkinson patient implanted with the brain sensing electrodes, totally akinetic, akinesia, freezing, slow movement, rigidity, difficult to walk, postural imbalance. All these are symptoms of just. It's not working. So basically it is after the DBS implants when the current started, which we call neuromodulation, low frequency current, the patient became absolutely normal. So in India, DBS, these implants are happening from last 20 years, but the brain sensing, the adaptive AI-based implants started last year only. Every year, India do around 2,000 implants. World over, around 80 to 90,000 implants are going on for Parkinson's disease. So this is typical patients, neurodegenerative disorders of Parkinson patient. Lots of tremor, as I mentioned you, and after 6 months of surgery and follow-ups, the same patient is able to walk, good posture. So these are the various target nucleus inside the brain. As I mentioned, it is difficult to target. We know like this is a treatment, but how to reach those targets? It is not like neurosurgeon simply make an hole and go directly and put a lead inside the various nucleus. So he needs to depend upon the various model that is called hardware, which is called brain heart stereotaxy hardware. Either it is a robo, the second one. So it is called robo-assisted surgery. And each hardware, the frame or robot-assisted surgery comes with a software which gives you a coordinate like where to enter inside the brain. And you can merge CT and MRI images of the patient and take that target which is fitted on the robo. So robo only work what the machine says. It is a passive robo. It's not an active robo. Mostly work is done by a neurosurgeon. And how targets are recognized? It's same way the facial recognition. The facial recognition, we know there are many features. Similarly, brain has got many landmarks, around 40, 45 landmarks, which has been created to develop an algorithm which gives you exactly where it needs to be placed. I'm just quickly wrapping the things, in fact. So it gives you an idea like how basically landmarks has been taken and how targeting. It's completely AI based. But again, supervised AI modules, not autonomous modules. So this neurosurgeons do this part. They only do a kind of a landmarking, then algorithm runs and it gives you a sweet spot inside the brain, which mention you like this is your nucleus where you need to either do a drug delivery or you need to place your brain pacemaker lead. So this algorithm runs at predicted targets and it provides you with the tagging. And it's a cloud-based technique, like it can be done in half an hour, whereas the old techniques takes 4 to 5 hours to target the brain. So once you know target, and you can place the leads directly into those nucleus. Okay, so last is the cranioplasty. Basically, it's kind of a procedure to correct the bone defects. A lot of head injury and trauma patient has got this problem. There is a loss of bone, and how to replace those bones, in fact. So the 3D printed AI-based techniques now available with biomaterials such as PEEK is used, which can be used to reconstruct the bone, similarly like of the defect and based on the CT scan data. So this CT scan data is put on a software which is AI enabled. It runs a deep learning software which knows the anatomy of the other contralateral sides and it reconstructs the bone. I think challenges we already discussed in a panel discussion about cyber security. It remains with there. A lot of software, if input like your data is bad data, it can reflect to a wrong output also. So all these issues are there. There are ethical issues, transparency and explainability is there. But the things which we need to learn on a positive way, there are guidelines from 2021 established by United States FDA, European CE, and even Indian CDSCO. You cannot commercial AI in India. It is treated as a medical device. And these medical device or AI-based software has to undergo each and every steps of the regulation. Means you need to validate a lot of things before making it a commercial. So their guideline itself is a huge topic, but there is a synchronization world over of launching AI techniques in a medical healthcare in a proper regulatory way. So in conclusion, so in neurosurgery at least, AI is offering a lot of important benefits to the patient in terms of outcomes of the patient for better quality of a life, in terms of diagnose and making it is a very personalized, customized therapy for patient groups. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful and informative session. I would now request sir to please ask in totality 3 questions to the audience so that it makes a chance to win a prize.
Okay. So my first question is for like how do you identify Parkinson's disease?
Anybody who knows can just raise their hand and we'll bring the mic near you.
Or what is the root cause of Parkinson?
Yeah, so we see.
Of dopamine release.
All right, very good. You may please come forward.
Where is dopamine stored? SNR, substantia nigra, nuclear. Yeah. SNR is the name of the nuclear. Okay.
Next question.
Next question is different type.
Forward, beta.
Different type of strokes. Yeah. Stroke.
No. Wrong.
It's like stroke.
No. Sorry.
Wrong.
These are two different indications, two different specialty. Cardiac strokes.
Sir, average stroke or ischemic stroke?
Strokes, the brain strokes are either due to claudication of carotid artery, which is directly the stroke of carotid artery. And second is the rupture of the carotid artery, the brain hemorrhage.
So the last question.
The last question is how deep brain stimulation works. What is DBSM plan? Deep brain stimulation plan.
Anybody who knows the answer? Deep brain stimulation.
What it do, for what indication it is?
So we have only one winner today. Okay. Right.
Okay, you tell me how many neurodegenerative diseases today we discuss? Just an example of 2 or 3 neurodegenerative disease. Yeah. Tell me.
Parkinson disease. Alzheimer disease and Parkinson disease.
That's
Alzheimer.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
Please come forward.
All 3 completed.
The winners can please come forward here. Yeah, clap for them. We would like to felicitate our winners on stage. So you are requested to please come on stage. Please mention your name and institute. Can we have a round of applause for her? Next, please mention your name. Please.
I am Priyanka Sharma, faculty of Alden College of Pharmacy.
Name is Sansan. 0.0.
I will now request the session chair to please sum up the session.
Well, I like to describe the presentation of Dr. Saini in one single word, then excellent is the word. So huge round of applause for Dr. Saini, please. And in the larger, there is a presence of large number of budding pharmacists here that once you see the two sides of the coin, always see the brighter side. So the presentation by Dr. Saini substantiates clearly that there is a huge scope of AI, especially in the prognosis and the diagnosis, especially related to the brain. And that is the brighter side of the AI. There is a lot of debate going on across the world, but it is the technique by the human being and for the human being. So there is no doubt about that. And I once again like to command and congratulate Dr. Saini for wonderful. Vipin Tyagi, sir. Thank you.
Session chair to please sum up the session.
I think Vipin Tyagi has given a comprehensive overview of the role of artificial intelligence with a special reference to the brain disorders and the neurological disorders like Parkinson's, stroke, and the brain metastasis and so many other diseases. And it is not only useful in therapy, but it is also very useful in diagnosis of these particular diseases. And it holds a lot of promise for future. However, we also need to think of the reliability of the AI assisted diagnosis and therapy. So more accurately, we train the models to identify different type of patterns or the deep learning, more will be the accuracy of this particular technique. And I think it holds a lot of promise for future reliability and the validation of this particular system is also required to be seen in future. But it will be quite useful in the time to come, not only in the pharmaceutical sector, but also in the medical sector and in the overall interest of the patient safety. So thank you very much, Vipinji, for nicely covering this topic. And you have not only told about the definition part, but you have shown how this technique works. I think these students will remember many of these models and it will help them in understanding the topic uh, to a great extent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now request the session chair and co-chair to please felicitate Mr. Vipin Tyagi, speaker of the session. Can we have a big round of applause, everybody? Felicitate Dr. Jay Prakash. Can we have a big round of applause, please? We would also like to felicitate Professor Tanveer Nage. A big round of applause, please. Tell soft skill trainer LIMT to please take up the session further.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akshay Jindal. I'm the second host for you today. Starting with the plenary session 3, AI-assisted clinical trials hold immense potential to accelerate drug development, improve patient selection, and enhance data analysis. However, challenges such as data privacy, regulatory compliance, and the need for robust algorithms must be attended to fully realize these opportunities. So to detail us more on this, I would like to invite Dr. Ashima Punyani, Associate Manager, IQVIA, who will be speaking on AI-assisted clinical trials, challenge and opportunities. The session will be chaired by Mr. Kalhan Bajaj, President, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Delhi State Branch, and co-chaired by Dr. Rajesh Agarwal, General Manager, R&D, Modi Mandi Pharma Private Limited. The session chair Mr. Kalhan Bajaj, is the president of Indian Pharmaceutical Association Delhi State Branch. Under his leadership, the IPA Delhi State Branch has made significant strides, including signing 14 MOUs with pharmacy institutions across Delhi NCR and 2 MOUs with medical associations. Sir is also one of the trustees of Delhi Pharmaceutical Trust, an organization committed to advancing the sciences and arts of pharmacy in general and community and hospital pharmacy in particular. Dr. Rajesh Agarwal is the General Manager R&D, Modi Mandi Pharma Private Limited, and EC member of Indian Pharmaceutical Association Delhi State Branch. He has over 25 years of expertise in formulation development and has successfully developed 13 modified release oral solid dosage forms with successful bioequivalence studies. Dr. Rajesh is actively involved with IPA Delhi chapter and the Society of Pharmaceutical Dissolution Science North India chapter. I would now request the session chair to kindly introduce the speaker.
Thank you. Good afternoon. At the outset, I would like to thank Lloyd Institute of Pharmacy for inviting Indian Pharmaceutical Association Delhi State Branch to be part of this international conference on a very important theme. And for that, I'll just give you, before starting the session, I'll just give you a brief about the today's speaker. Dr. Ashima Punyani is an associate manager, clinical FSP operations, IQVIA. She is an accomplished professional with over 12 years of experience in clinical research and hospital administration. She is an expertise in handling business dynamics, developing, nurturing, and strengthening teams by deploying evolving management practices and innovative thoughts. And she also exhibits strong clinical trial monitoring and project management skills, proficient in creating PMMs, clinical projects documents, and identifying site issues. So hereby I request Dr. Ashima. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful introduction. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Lloyd Group for inviting me here. Happy to share the stage with industry leaders. It's really great to see all of you here, the students, or shall I say all of you who are forced to be here. Are you forced? No? Yeah? I promise I'm trying to keep it brief because I know you all are really anxious to get back to your phones. Yeah? All of you. You have your phones? You want to get back to your phones? I promise I'll keep it not over 30 minutes. And I'm sure you guys must be overwhelmed as well with the jargons and whatever you have been hearing since morning. So whatever I've had on this presentation, it's completely simple. No jargons, you will be able to understand it very clearly. Yeah? So before I start, just to give you a breakdown of what my presentation has. Some issue. It's not working. So this is the breakdown of my presentation. What is AI? An everyday application. What AI can do for clinical trials? AI-assisted clinical trials, benefits and challenges. What is AI? It's any technique that enables computers to mimic human behavior. I'm sure you guys, I think I'll just give you a very relatable example there. I'm sure you guys have been following Netflix for sure. Kapil Sharma show? Yeah? Yes, no? Yeah? So we have a guy there, Mr. Sunil Grover, who mimics superstar Salman Khan. Yeah? That's AI for us. So AI is Sunil Grover and Salman Khan is being human. Yeah? So AI is embedded in our day-to-day life. It has been supporting us for sure. We have been hearing this since morning. Everyday applications, smartphones, digital assistants, chatbots, our favorite Instagram, security systems, Google Maps, and robotics. Day-to-day support, like I've already mentioned, it reduces human error, faster decision, 24/7 availability, automation of the repetitive task is if required, enhance insight from data. See, so Sunil Grover cannot replace Salman Khan, yeah? That's what I want to say. AI will not replace us, but for sure it will amplify us and entertain us like he has been doing for ages. Going on to my next slides, moving on to the benefits, what AI can do for clinical trials. We could use AI tools to analyze large amount of data. We have been hearing this since morning that AI is something which can analyze huge amount of data and simulate trials. Less time, less money, and hence can reduce costs. Using AI, we could save time, produce efficient and effective results, right from the designing of a particular protocol to data management and analysis, hence increase efficiency and efficacy. Establish relationship to evaluate new drugs or repurpose the older ones, hence it can expand our knowledge. Patients can be easily identified from diverse data sources and can be engaged by enhanced communication like chatbots, faster recruitment, enrollment, and engagement. I will be moving on to further slides, and then, we'll be explaining further more on that. Whatever I've discussed in the previous slide, this is just a diagrammatic representation of the same. With AI-assisted trials, we can have more data which can be analyzed, more patients can be recruited and can be engaged, faster EDC, less resources, less manual efforts, and hence we can save up to 60% savings. Yeah, just a second. AI-assisted clinical trials further benefits, just elaborating the same. Proactive site identification and expedient patient recruitment. AI analyzes diverse data sources with algorithms and helps us in strategic enrollment, accurate and fast trial enrollment. Identifying trial sites to successfully perform clinical research with access to enough patients who meet inclusion and exclusion criteria is an ongoing challenge. Since we have been doing clinical trials, one of the ways AI can mitigate these risks is by identifying these sites with highest recruitment potential and suggesting appropriate recruitment strategies. This means the sponsor can open fewer sites, accelerate recruiting, and reduce the risk of under-enrollment. Risk-based clinical monitoring and data analysis. AI analyzes patient data to detect and predict adverse events. I think we have been talking about that. There was a session in which we did mention about how AI help in predicting and detecting adverse event, timely intervention, and it really helps in improved patient safety. Tremendous manual effort is spent analyzing these site risks and generating action items to mitigate these risks. AI concepts can alleviate these pressures by automatically assessing the risk environment and delivering predictive analysis. AI-driven centralized monitoring platforms is what we have been using in our clinical research. They help in seamless query resolution, certainly reduce backlogs at most of the sites. Foresighted diagnosis and patient care disease detection. We just had a session, where we were basically given imparted education on how AI helps in proactive analysis of any disease. We were talking about the brain disease earlier. So same here as well, foresighted diagnosis and patient care disease detection. Algorithms are now being made and designed to leverage medical information such as symptoms and procedures that typically precede a diagnosis to identify patients who are very likely to develop a disease. This allows for proactive care as well as new recruiting insights at early disease stage and those that require treatment-naive patients. Automated pharmacovigilance. Massive amounts of structured and unstructured data. It is integrated and reviewed in order to ensure the quality and oversight. The AI algorithms analyze this structured and unstructured data to basically identify and detect any adverse events, improve safety monitoring, and hence patient safety. Automated scientific manuscript publications. At the end of any clinical trial, it is important that we write manuscripts, we publicize the same. AI helps in drafting the trial manuscripts and on the basis of the vast data available of the clinical trial, and also helps in publications. That was short about the benefits. Now moving on to the challenges. Data security and privacy. I think we did mention about that in the previous session, mentioning it here again. AI systems store and generate large amount of sensitive patient data, which requires strict security measures. If the data gets hacked, the whole trial will be failed or can drastically go wrong. Bias. AI algorithms can be biased if the data used to train them is biased. This can lead to disparities in healthcare outcomes. Transparencies. AI can be difficult to understand because they operate black boxes. Black boxes is in, if I have to tell you in layman language, it's just about coding and recoding. So sometimes if somebody is coding, making codes for any boxes or any algorithm, there could be a situation that, that person is coding and then just woke up for something and he came back and he forgot, "Arey, maine isme kya likha tha?" So, it really gets difficult there. So when you are preparing algorithms, it is very, really important if you stay there. And kind of transparency is not there when the black boxes are made. Inequality. AI technologies may not be accessible to all populations. Here, I mean, there could be a situation that, if we are doing a clinical trial in a village or in a town, there could be a situation that, people are not that tech savvy. So hence, we end up with digital divide in healthcare, and it gets really difficult to have those patients enrolled in clinical trial. Data equality. AI-powered platforms require large amount of high-quality data, but data sets can be incomplete and inaccurate. I think we did discuss this in previous sessions, that if our data is inaccurate or is not complete, then certainly it can really lead to large amount of low-quality data, and perhaps might not get the required conclusions which we want from a particular trial. Time and expense. Data processing can be time consuming and expensive. Like we were discussing about few tests in the previous sessions, it will cost up to 30,000 to 45,000, which is like really expensive for a middle class person. So hence, it is really expensive. Sure. Skill gap. There is a significant skill gap in workforce regarding the understanding and management of AI technologies. So that's about, I did promise that I'm going to keep it really brief and short. That was about the benefits and challenges. Now, my favorite section of my presentation, time for some questions. Are you guys ready? Yeah? I don't hear you. Yes? Okay. Why choose artificial intelligence? Can anyone know? Okay. Take the mic.
Reduce the load of the work which humans do.
Yes. So that's basically a layman response to what my question is, to improve the process and outcomes, for sure. Thank you so much. Why not choose artificial intelligence? Someone from the midline. Do you want to try? Yeah, you want to try? I think you can take the mic from there. Okay, I don't mind.
You have discussed the problem, the challenges with AI when we are using AI for clinical trials.
Right.
The one term you use, that is biased.
Right.
If AI is trained with biased data, it may bias with the result also.
Perfect. So,
And second, one more reason is there.
Sure, go on. I don't mind. I'm here.
Every drug, like every body reacts to a drug in different manner. But the data we are dealing with in AI, we are training AI with the data, that may be a kind of a different perspective for other different persons. Like if we having 100 population, 100 persons, and we are training, like giving test data for 100 peoples, it might be similar for 99, but it may be different for one. But according to data, it will be it will train the things according to 99.
Right.
And one will be might be left alone.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that response. AI systems can perpetuate biases and discrimination if not designed and trained properly. If there are ethical concerns around the use of AI, it may be more appropriate to use traditional methods or a different technology. Now, the third question is my favorite and perhaps a little out from the syllabus, not covered in the PPT. Any idea what do we call AI in Hindi? Please don't check your mobiles. Yeah, the white one.
कृत्रिम
Huh?
कृत्रिम
Age? Yeah, you're right.
the first word only कृत्रिम
I think you lose then. You want to try?
कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता
हाँ देख लिया मोबाइल पे. Good. Kritim Hoshiari. That was the. I think it's almost the same. Kritim Buddhimata. I think I will conclude my session with this. AI in Hindi, I don't think it was covered by anyone this morning, is called Kritim Hoshiari. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for patiently listening to me.
Thank you, ma'am. All the three students who answered, please come forward. Please tell your names and institute as well.
Myself, Kiran Singh. I have completed M.Pharm Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology. Right now, I'm working in Jubilant Biosys as a research associate.
Myself, Nakshatra Sharma. We have our first year. Please give them a big round of applause. Big round of applause, please.
My name is Vikas Kumar and I am from Pharm, 4th year, NIT, Greater Noida.
Conclude the session.
Which was very crisp and short one, and was divided into four sessions. Gave a brief background of about the AI, clinical trials, its immense benefits, and we also came to know what are its challenges. It was well delivered over here, and also days not very far where due to AI-assisted clinical trials, we'll see personalized medicines coming up in a big way in times to come. And we are sure that AI-assisted technology will try to change the landscape in drug discovery as well as clinical trials. Thank you so much. Thank you for this session.
Thank you, sir. I would request Dr. Rajesh Agarwal to speak a few words.
Yes, very good afternoon. It was wonderful, Dr. Ashima, that you kept the slides and presentation in context with the students. I think it's a big takeaway for the students that apart from what you are studying, there are skills and opportunities available which you can develop during your working and in the attending the conference and attending workshops like this. And I just, from the student's perspective, I just want to know from your experience, what skill they should actually focus upon if they want to make a career in artificial assisted journey from pharmacy to the professional
I
career.
think, sir, this was already covered in the previous sessions that, it is really important to keep up to your core. Artificial intelligence is something which can help you, become a leader in your core, but it is important that you keep your core, you understand your basics well. And AI is something which you will keep learning parallelly. So that's what I would respond to your question.
And another point which I just wanted to know, is India clinical research activities which are going on from the Indian companies, are they using this tool right now, or they're in the process of, transferring?
Certainly, sir. Like I mentioned in my presentation, that we have been using, in terms of clinical trials, is all about, having vast data and analyzing the same. And to have that data analyzed, we need electronic data capture, separate tools to making sure that whatever we are capturing, whatever we are analyzing is a quality, and we are getting quality output for the same. So we use electronic data captures, we use algorithms, we use tools for patient safety.
That's excellent. I think it's very good takeaway for the students to develop their skills, and there is a lot of opportunities waiting for you.
For sure, yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you so much.
Shima.
Thank you, sir. I would now request Mr. Karan Bajaj, the chairperson, and Dr. Rajesh Agarwal, co-chairperson, to felicitate Dr. Ashima Punyani. Please give a big round of applause. I would request Dr. Vandana Arora Sethi, Group Director, to kindly felicitate Dr. Kalhan Bajaj and Dr. Rajesh Agarwal. Give them a big round of applause. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Can we have a group photograph, please? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Starting with the panel 2 session, I would now like to call Dr. Pava to take up the session further.
All right, till the setup is being done, are they going to be doing the setup? So the students, I have a couple of things to say. One is that please minimize movement behind. If you want to talk or if you want to move around, we have a very beautiful garden on the ground floor. Feel free to move out. Aap sair kare, baatein kare. Absolutely fine. For a person on the stage, it is very distracting to see a lot of movement happening. तो अगर आपने खाना ज्यादा खा लिया है, आप वॉक करना चाहते हैं, you can go on the ground floor, take a walk, come back at 5 during valedictory or at 5:30 during the rock band session. Second, please do not talk. It is very distracting and very disrespectful to the person on the stage, क्योंकि वो जो बातें कर रहे हैं वो आप ही के लिए कर रहे हैं. They have nothing to discuss amongst each other. All the discussion, everything here is meant for you. तो आप हमारे चीफ गेस्ट हैं, जितना भी यहाँ पे कार्यक्रम हो रहा है वो सब आपके लिए हो रहा है. So I will request all of you to maintain that respect for the speaker. फिर भी अगर आपको बहुत जरूरी बातें करनी है, please move out before the session starts. So we have 2-3 minutes. If you want to move around, talk, please move out, come back during the next session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope to be taken seriously now. Starting with panel session 2, innovative healthcare approaches focus on leveraging technology, research, and collaboration to create sustainable solutions for global health challenges. From AI-driven diagnostics to personalized medicine, these advancements aim to enhance accessibility, efficiency, and equity in healthcare systems, ensuring healthcare approaches for sustainable solutions. The topic for discussion today will be on innovative healthcare approaches for sustainable solutions, which will be moderated by Dr. Chitra Gupta, Professor and Dean PG, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology. So may I request Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Dean Academics, Lloyd School of Pharmacy, to please come on stage to welcome our panelists. So may I call upon Dr. Himanshu Chaturvedi, Scientist G and Head Disease Modeling, ICMR, Department of Health Research, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Sir, may you please come on stage. His major research area reflects deep understanding of biostats, epidemiology, and its applications in public health and clinical research. Clinical trial design for clinical research and study design for malaria dengue surveillance to estimate burden are some of his lifetime learning experiences. Thank you, sir. Our next panelist on board, Dr. Rahul Amritraj, Head, Center for Medical Innovation, Government Institute of Medical Sciences, Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Rahul is a visionary leader in healthcare innovation, renowned for his work in medical technology, clinical innovation, and strategic healthcare management. Can we have a round of applause? I would like to invite our next panelist, Ms. Shivi Sabharwal, co-founder and CEO, Vellum. Ms. Shivi brings over 17 years of rich and diverse experience spanning the music, media, fashion, and human resource industries. As the co-founder of Vellum, a venture close to her heart, she is dedicated to creating a nurturing ecosystem that supports mental and physical well-being. I would like to invite Dr. Pooja Fogart, co-founder and co-CEO, Chrysalis India Private Limited. Dr. Pooja holds a PhD in microbiology and brings over 20 years of pharmaceutical industry experience. For the last 18 years, Ms. Pooja has focused on building and delivering medical writing, clinical trial disclosure, and data transparency services. I would like to invite Dr. Gaurav Taneja, National Lead Pharma, Category Management, Reliance Retail's NetMeds. A decade plus experience in category management, product management, clinical pharmacology, and clinical outcome research. Dr. Gaurav is experienced in developing and enhancing one of the largest medical catalogs, including pharma and hospital supplies. I would like to call Professor Dr. Chitra Gupta, Dean PG, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology, as the moderator of the session. Dr. Chitra has a cumulative blended experience of industry, administration, and academics of around 24 years. A very warm welcome to all the panelists, and now over to the session.
Very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the today's last session. Last but not quite interesting. That is a panel discussion on innovative healthcare approaches for sustainable solutions. For this, we are joined by an incredible group of experts from diverse areas in healthcare. Our earlier speakers have done most of our job. They have covered most of the points during the day. We just need to refresh. So before we start the discussion, a few perspectives of healthcare industry. The healthcare industry in India is expected to grow at a rate of 9.3% by 2028. We have around 70,000 hospitals with 63% in private and 37% in government owned. Bed to population ratio in India is 1.3 to 1,000, which is below the WHO recommended 3 per 1,000 person. So a significant gap in number of beds available. Doctor to population ratio is 1:836, much over the WHO recommended 1:1,000. There is 80% shortage of specialists at community health centers, particularly in rural areas. One of the speakers also pointed out we have just one radiologist per 2 lakh population. So that's a significant shortage. Population wise, we have a growing and aging population. With low per capita income, many Indians, both in rural and urban areas, leave their healthcare needs unmet. Disease wise, there is a significant shift in diseases from communicable to non communicable diseases, which is expected to rise to 76% by 2030. Above all, the healthcare industry itself is a major contributor to pollution as well as greenhouse generation, and it is responsible for global warming. And we are a major consumer of resources, but we generate a significant amount of waste. So we are posing a significant challenge to the environment. Ironically, the Indian healthcare system has made rapid strides, but we are far from affordability, availability, and quality of medicines. So with that, we have a delighted panel to share their thoughts on these issues. I'll begin with a quick thought and definition of sustainability from each one of you. We can begin with Dr. Himanshu.
Dr. Noor, in fact, it's a big pleasure that I'm here today with young mind and with so many seniors were here to talk about in the morning session. I witnessed all the things. And especially the last session, when I see you all here, it shows that how much sustainable you are. In fact, we talk about sustainability of healthcare system and all that is different issue. But first of all, we have to be sustainable ourselves. You see, you have to change according to time if you want to sustain in your life, because life is not so simple. We all came from zigzag ways to reach over here. And in fact, from where you are going to start, in fact, we all have been there at once upon a time. And we have witnessed different changes, what has happened, right from the small calculator, desktop, then nowadays we talk about cloud and everything, AI and all these new advanced things. In 90s, when I was talking about some experts, what is going to be artificial intelligence, that time machine language and all, it came later in the notice. Then one of our professor was IT and it was PhD from US, and he told me, you see, Dr. Saab, it will take time. It's not that it is going to happen so easily. Because you see how the intelligence is developed, because we know this, we recognize easily any animal, like very common to us. If you see a dog, even if the tail is not there, it is cut. Then also you will be able to recognize, no, this is a dog. But computer, intelligent computer, will not be able to recognize because it has the program, the tail size is so much. If the tail is not visible, the computer will not be able to so intelligent to recognize that this is dog. That's the difference in artificial intelligence and human intelligence. So you cannot match the gap. So whatever we talk today, everything is useful, but only thing, without us, who is going to use this? You may have very good sophisticated computer, knowledge, machine, information. But again, if you ask your computer, chat GPT and other, what is your expected age? We know that our expected age in India is different from US, but if the data of India is not there, it will give you the expected age what is in US. Is it not? Again, how somebody was talking, how do you prompt us? In fact, for the students, I would just like to say that, do you know what they mean by prompt? Prompt means if I am asking the age, I should tell you what problem I have, from where I am, which kind of health issue I have. Then only you can have a bit sort of estimate of age. That human being can do very well, but the computer will not. It will just give you something like, okay, 75 or 80, you will survive up to that age. So that's basic difference in that. Since last 40 years, 30 to 40 years, I am in research, and I have seen the sustainability in research is also not so easy. every stage when from coming from a small college to a research organization, and then in research also, it is not that you are getting accepted very easily, because the people from IITs and all that, they are big people. When we start working, they were asked that, are you going to stay here or you want to leave? You want to really do research at that point of time? Then we were every day we were thinking we are gone at that stage. So, but you see, you have to prove yourself. At that time, when I was given a sort of data and asked that you predict what will be the flood size in Godavari, nowadays also this problem, this issue is there. With that data, a young student who has come for PhD purpose from college, from a small college, from a remote areas, they have to understand the technique first, because we never used to be taught in the college days what research is. But then we had only one thing which was taught to us, that is hard work. And with the help of that, I could produce some result. And he was astonished to see that without getting any kind of support, training, this, that, how can he predict? Because his background is a statistician. And he is not engineer here. All engineers are working with us. So that way we got recognized. Once we wanted to throw us, at that time, when I sustained, then next stage it was for me. And then that way there are many stages when I join ICMR also, you have to prove yourself. Similarly, when I tell you the story is very long for everyone.
Sir, we'll cut you
different
here.
stage. Yeah.
Let's move on to the definition of sustainability as by
Yeah.
other speakers.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. So that way when we have to see the healthcare system has to sustain, then the demand is very high from us. You see, keeping a public point of view, what they need, that is affordability of the facilities, what is available.
So
And
what
that,
affordability?
yeah. So there are a lot of things which is listed out. The policies would be like this. The technologies will be very advanced so that it can be done. But the thing is, if it has to sustain, then it has to be affordable to a common man. That's the very
Peter,
important
what's your point?
I'd just like to add to your terms of affordable sustainability. The aspect that I'm very close to is social sustainability, ensuring affordable access to quality care for populations, whether marginalized or underserved. I think that is
So
something.
you have a social aspect of sustainability. Shivi?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Sustainability is what I think in simple words, something you can sustain for a long time, which has a large impact on people. Like the gift that you gave us, right? This is sustainable, and I really appreciate that. I think putting it in terms of mental health, which is my area of passion, we wanted to actually create an ecosystem of care for people where quality mental well-being care is provided to everyone at affordable price, 24/7 at the comfort of their home. So I think for me, that is sustainability. Right?
Gaurav, your viewpoint on sustainability?
Sustainability is unexplained. It's all about health. My point of view is an overall well-being. There is overall well-being, which is more sustainable.
Thank you so much, Rahul sir.
Okay, so to be very direct, healthcare has to be affordable, accessible, available. Uske baad sustainable. Into a country like us, where we are the world pharma, where we talk about these numbers, if the business scales up, there will be a large end user of it. Then we can talk of something like sustainability, right? We have to make sure that the quality of care becomes accessible for everyone. उसके बाद क्योंकि अभी हम शुरुआत में हम बात कर रहे होते हैं कि सस्टेनेबल कैसे बनेगा हेल्थ केयर. Before that, we have too many questions to answer. Are we ensuring that everybody is getting the quality care? Is the quality care accessible to all? Is it affordable? If it is it accessible?
Next question that was coming to you. That is, what challenges do we face as healthcare in sustainability?
There are things every industry these days they have this thing that we want to reduce the carbon footprint, right? Healthcare is going through a great transformative phase. If you think about India 10 years back and you think about India today, the way electronic health records have come into picture, the importance of data generation has come. There are too many things, not just one factor. It is the ecosystem around the health that has to be sustainable, not just one factor. Not just that me being a doctor will make it sustainable, right? Not just somebody from the pharma will make it sustainable. The entire ecosystem around healthcare has to be sustainable. For example, if Gaurav is into packaging, right? The packaging has to be sustainable. Surge into the policy. So everything comes together to make the entire healthcare as a sustainable healthcare. That's my approach from the government perspective.
So much, Shivi ma'am. What are the opportunities that come to us with these challenges?
I think if you talk about challenge, especially the traditional healthcare sector, I think one of the biggest challenges that currently in India and a lot of other places as well, we are very reactive when it comes to healthcare. So when you fall sick, then you go and take medication, you go to the doctor, and God only save you if you get to the hospitalization stage because it's really expensive and you are in the rigmarole of bad health. And so I think this was one of the big challenges. The second challenge is, if I talk about especially my industry, is that talking about traditional healthcare, there is no mention of mental health. And I think when you were mentioning about, the numbers there, yes, I should also put something in perspective here that there are 0.7 number of mental health caregivers, which is your psychologist, for 10 lakh people. It's a big number. Okay, so I think the ecosystem is still not ready yet, but people like us are coming into power to, help make mental well-being available to all at accessible rates. I think so. That's one. The second, of course, and I think this was a big challenge. Now with the advent of technology, and I'm really grateful for the sessions that we had earlier, AI, ML feature. I think that has given us a boom. So if you talk about we use AI and ML feature extensively. We use technology to the fullest. People can come onto the app. They can take their psychometric assessments, which is great, helping people understand where do they stand in terms of their mental well-being. So I think those are the challenges, and with tech, we'll be able to build that very well.
So Rahul sir, can you highlight the concept of green healthcare?
देखिए ग्रीन हेल्थ केयर को यूं समझिए कि जो हम वेस्ट जनरेट कर रहे हैं वो मिनिमल हो जाए, लेकिन सरल शब्दों में समझिए, जस्ट फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, द वेस्ट एंड मेडिकल वेस्ट आर डिफरेंट, राइट? When we think of making a hospital green hospital, आजकल एक नया concept है green hospital concept, right? So this green hospital concept is where you are actually accountable for the amount of waste that you produce, right? इसको आप जितना कम करते हैं उतना आप close to the ecology के आसपास रहते हैं. So that's the common concept of. और आजकल तो अवार्ड भी मिल रहे हैं कि आप किसने कितना कम किया, but then there's a limit to control your medical waste, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से आपको उसको डिस्कार्ड करना पड़ता है वो एक नॉर्मल प्रोसेस नहीं होता. मेडिकल वेस्ट आपको डिफरेंट, मोर हजारियस, मोर कंटामिनेशन के चांसेस होते हैं, तो उसके लिए थोड़े से रूल रेगुलेशन डिफरेंट होते हैं. बट देन ये अच्छा सिस्टम स्टार्ट हुआ है, इंडिया में बहुत कम है, बट इन द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड ग्रीन हॉस्पिटल्स आर अ वेरी अपकमिंग कॉन्सेप्ट. यहाँ भी कुछ हो रहे हैं. इवन इन ग्रेटर नोएडा वी आर वन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल व्हिच इज द ग्रीन हॉस्पिटल.
Can you elaborate some of the methods of waste management in these facilities?
See, I'll tell you. One is waste की multiple categories होती है. अगर आप किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में जाए तो you'll see different color coded boxes, right? These different boxes are labeled that this category of the waste has to go into this particular coded of the color boxes. उसके बाद we have to have most of the hospitals have a third party which is responsible for disposing the entire waste. उनका काम ये होता है कि one attendant or one in charge in the hospital will measure the amount of waste that we generate, और उसको वेट करके हमें देना पड़ता है, और फिर at the end of the month we get a report that what is the total kg of the hazardous waste that we generated as a hospital. फिर ये ट्रेंड देखा जाता है कि क्या ये कम हो रहा है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन नंबर ऑफ हॉस्पिटल. हो सकता है कि आज आप 100 बेड का हॉस्पिटल हो, कल आप 500 बेड का हॉस्पिटल हो. देयर इज अ रेशियो दैट वर्क्स, बट इट इज द इंटेंट दैट द हॉस्पिटल हैज टू मेक श्योर दैट द अमाउंट ऑफ वेस्ट दैट यू सेंड आउट ऑफ द हॉस्पिटल. इनफैक्ट द इंस्टीट्यूशन दीस डेज जो भी रैंकिंग्स होती हैं, उसमें ये चेक किया जाता है कि आपके यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर आपने कितना वेस्ट को रिड्यूस करा हुआ है। हेल्थ केयर में रूल्स आर लिटिल डिफरेंट, क्योंकि ज्यादा, फॉर एग्जाम्पल नॉर्मल वेस्ट को ना आप रीयूज भी कर सकते हैं। बहुत कॉमन सा कॉन्सेप्ट है, लेट्स रीयूज दी वेस्ट। आप हॉस्पिटल के हर वेस्ट को रीयूज नहीं कर सकते, राइट? तो थोड़े से रूल्स अलग हो जाते हैं।
So one important opportunity that is being missed upon is the telehealth and e-health. So Gaurav, could you talk about it? What are these and what are the benefits and drawbacks of this?
So basically, telehealth and e-health is where you can go doctor consultation remotely, right? So these type of consultations, they sustainability by reducing your carbon footprints. How they reduce carbon footprints? अब आप डॉक्टर के पास जाओगे, you use a transport medium. That transport medium will use petrol and have carbon footprints. There is an advantage that you are at home and using telehealth, and these are reducing the carbon footprints and other footprints. But there are drawbacks. Recently, we have seen some cases in NetMeds. We got some notices from government also that some of the people, students in Himachal Pradesh, they are using the fake prescriptions. They are taking the e-prescriptions from which they have consulted from some doctors and putting some neuromedicines or neuropathy medicines, and they are abusing it. So there is pros and cons of every aspect, e-health, telehealth. And one side, it's very good, sustainable, but we have to add more measures, more something that these type of cons can be avoided.
Himanshu sir, how telehealth has impacted the doctor-patient relationship?
Actually, you see, why we need this technology. Reason being, you don't have the expert at every place. So you need that, whenever a junior doctor is working, they have to be supported by seniors. But where that communication is not there, that gap is there, that helps you if somebody is sitting in remote area, and that can help you to get some guidance to improve that, to provide a better quality care health services. That is the best thing which can be done, I think. Already we have some issues, like we have at periphery level, at village level, at rural level, our healthcare system is very poor. And issues or health issues are not confined only in cities, it is more in rural also. So to fill up that gap, I think that technology is very well to be used.
But what about the relationship that the patient used to have with the doctor? वो जादू की चप्पी की बात करते हैं मुन्ना भाई में.
Yeah.
So where is that?
That's what happens. We have a patient or a common man had a lot of expectation from the doctors that they will solve all the my worries or pains or whatever I have. He's not bothered with what medicine or what difficulty, what kind of illness I have. So that way, there is a sort of lack of understanding that has to be, again, due to not availability of the knowledge and all. Those common people do not know what kind of.
I think Rahul sir wants to.
I'll just add a very relevant example of COVID. It is all about the right time. अगर आप सबको ध्यान हो, कोविड के पहले टेली कंसल्टेशन फैशन में नहीं था. जब सबसे बड़ी त्रासदी आई, तो उस प्रॉब्लम के बीच में टेली कंसल्टेशन वाज अ मैजिकल मोमेंट वेयर गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल लाइक अस, जहां ये थ्रेट था कि हमारी कैपेसिटी टूट जाएगी, हम कितने घर से निकल नहीं सकते. आप अगर आप गेटोना की बात कर रहे हैं, वी आर अ गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल हियर एंड आई वाज हेडिंग द कोविड कंट्रोल रूम देयर. तो उस वक्त ये टेलीमेडिसिन वाज अ ब्लेसिंग फॉर एवरीवन, तो इस शहर के लिए, सरकार के लिए. लेकिन एक बात समझिए, हेल्थ केयर में जब आप प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, हम रेसिडेंट डॉक्टर देयर, मेडिसिन प्रैक्टिस करना एक आर्ट है, पढ़ना तो एक साइंस है. दैट इज हाउ एवरीबडी इज डिफरेंट. मेरे एचओडी जिंदगी भर मुझसे बेहतर रहेंगे. ही इज गुड एट अ पर्टिकुलर आर्ट. इसीलिए मैं कहता हूं कि कितना फर्क है. लेकिन कोविड के बाद अब आपके पास दो ऑप्शन हो कि आपको यहां से टेली कंसल्टेशन से मेरे हॉस्पिटल में किसी से बात करनी हो, फॉर एग्जांपल साइकियाट्रिस्ट और मेडिसिन में, गायनी में, और दूसरा ऑप्शन है कि आपको 1 घंटे जाके लाइन लगना है, लेकिन आप फिजिकली दिखाना चाहती हैं. ये जो वन टू वन ह्यूमन एनर्जी का कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, जो रोबोट्स और एआई में नहीं आएगा, राइट? इस टच एंड फील को आप खत्म नहीं कर सकते। इसके लिए चीजें बेहतर हुई हैं, बिकॉज वी आर ऑल्सो मेडिकल इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर, यूपी गवर्नमेंट का पहला सरकारी अस्पताल में। तो वी हैव ए स्टार्टअप, उसने इसके अराउंड एक इनोवेशन निकाला कि टेली मेडिसिन में हो क्या रहा था, वीडियो कॉल हो रही थी। सिंपल सी बात, आप डॉक्टर से बात करते हैं, कुछ प्रिस्क्रिप्शन मिलता है। उन्होंने ये कोशिश करी कि किसी भी एक क्लिनिशियन को अगर आप बॉडी के वाइटल्स 80% दे दो तो डिफरेंशियल डायग्नोसिस बन जाता है। उन्होंने एक बक्सा बनाया है लैपटॉप की तरह, डॉक्टर्स एट होम उनका नाम है, यही ग्रेटर नोएडा के हैं। एक बच्चा जो पैरामेडिकल साइंस का है, फोन करने पर ये बॉक्स लेके घर चला जाता है। पल्स ऑक्सीमीटर होता है उसमें, ईसीजी मॉनिटर्स होते हैं उसमें, एक कैमरा होता है, एक ऑस्कल्टेशन के लिए आला होता है, और एक व्हाट्सएप लिंक जनरेट होता है। व्हाट्सएप लिंक जनरेट करने पे आप अपने हिसाब से किसी बड़े अस्पताल में डॉक्टर चूज कर सकते हो। अगर एक बेटा कहीं यूएस में रहता है वो जुड़ सकता है, और वो मरीज। अब इस चैनल के साथ उसने दूर बैठे डॉक्टर को बॉडी का 50-70% कम्युनिकेशन दे दिया कि क्या ईसीजी है, क्या ऑस्कल्टेशन है, क्या सैचुरेशन है, और फिर तत्काल इलाज के लिए क्या किया जाए, क्या इसको सही वक्त है राइट सेंटर भेजने के लिए। तो जो आपने कहा ना कि इनोवेशन हर वक्त बदल रहा है। 2 साल पहले टेलीमेडिसिन वरदान था, 2 साल बाद इस तरह के इनोवेशन ने और आसान कर दिया हेल्थ केयर को, और 2 साल बाद और क्या होगा, और भी बेहतर। तो इसीलिए कह रहा हूं कि जितने भी इंटेलिजेंस की चीजें आ रही है, डायग्नोस्टिक्स में मैजिक कर रही है। AI is doing magic in space of mental health, in space of diagnostics, but then कोई भी जो स्किल बेस्ड जॉब है उसको रिप्लेस नहीं करेंगे, उसको बेहतर करेंगे। एज अ डॉक्टर, इफ आई डोंट यूज इट, तो कोई दूसरा जो मुझसे बेहतर यूज कर रहा है वो बेहतर हो जाएगा। तो इट इज पार्ट ऑफ द, आपको बेहतर होना पड़ेगा, कोई ऑप्शन है नहीं।
Sir, can you throw some light on the outcomes, patient outcomes, how they have changed with the technology coming in?
So I think as we are talking about telehealth consultation, and then there is a concept of wearable devices. So using these methodology, you can actually collect a lot of data from patients without having them to go to clinics. So that makes them much easier for themselves, and you can collect a lot of data while sitting at home. So that's the advantage, that these are becoming much more patient friendly. And secondly, huge amount of data can be collected. So this data, just imagine the usefulness of the data that can be used to create even better interventions, better medications, and even personalized therapies.
Thank you so much. Shivi ma'am, coming to you. Since you have a technology-based startup for mental health care, could you tell us what was your inspiration behind this, and how do you compare the outcomes with conventional approaches? Particularly with respect to mental health care, how do you compare the conventional approaches to your app?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about how Vellum came into being. So this is during COVID, when I think most of us were really worried about our physical health. And in the first wave, we could see everybody, really down in the drains. And that's the time, thing which was most impacted for people around me was their mental health. But there was not too much talk about it. And also, I think this came from my own personal journey, as well as I've been a professional for many years now. I realized that the most important thing that a person has, which impacts every other role that you play in life, whether it's your personal or professional role, is your mental well-being, and which is actually the most neglected part. So I think these were some things that kind of triggered that I need to create a system where people who want to know more about their mental health, can have a platform where they can come, they can take the psychometric assessment, not just take their assessment and see the report and see, okay, this is where I stand, but what do you do next? So then on the app, we started creating an ecosystem where after taking your assessment, after not just taking your mental health assessment, but also taking your lifestyle assessment, because your mental and your physical well-being is all interrelated. And we should keep that in mind. So your lifestyle also impacts how you're feeling. And how you're feeling also starts impacting how you're leading your lifestyle. So we started creating this entire system on the app. And I would love if students can go onto the app. We work very closely with institutes as well. And post the assessment, you see a complete journey. So you're able to better your scores. Not just that, there is community where I think with mental well-being and with that's also what happens is when you're down and out, there's a big stigma attached, so you don't really talk to anybody. and you keep making assumptions in your head, and you keep making a small thing and a really big thing, and it just blasts one day or the other. And then that starts impacting your productivity. So we created a community where people can come, dump their feelings, talk about their feelings anonymously, and receive care from the other people in the community. Also, there are psychologists on the app. They monitor the community, they look at the scores, they reach out for help. We use AI and ML, so the entire journey for everybody is very personalized. It'll keep telling you, okay, what is the right content for you, the yoga practices, meditation. So we created this entire journey for people. Your second question was, ma'am? How is it?
That how do you compare the outcomes with conventional approaches, like going and visiting a doctor?
Yes. So now what has happened is there were very few psychologists who are available. And also there's a stigma that how can I go to a psychologist for my mental health, right? People will look, what will they feel? What will they think about me? Is it going to start impacting my job? So I think with the technology coming into place, now they can actually approach a psychologist 24/7 anytime that they want. And of course, with the reports telling them, okay, this is where you really act, I think, that gap has been bridged. So yes, and affordability is a big factor. The price factor has been cut down into half or maybe less than that. And of course, it's accessible to each and everybody. So it's for students, it's for people who are 60 plus. So for everyone, mental well-being is given to all 24/7. I think that's the big boom. Thank you.
Personalized medicine is a buzzword. So Gaurav, could you tell us how is the healthcare industry advancing in this area?
So when students read and they directly jump into gene sequencing in terms of personalized health medicines. So it is not. It has started way before when we started culturing sputum, urine, blood. So when you culture, you will get a bacteria or a fungi. You treat that fungi on the base of the medicine which it is sensitive for. So this is the way of personalized medicines. When taking this through, now there are new concept of breakpoints, which were not used before. So typically, in older days, you will get report wherein you will say this bacteria has been cultured and this is sensitive or resistant to this antibiotic. But when doctor use those antibiotics, sometimes it would work and it would delay the effect. People thought why this is happening. Then they connected with it the breakpoints. So every breakpoint is how much amount of antibiotic is required to treat that bacteria, that infection. Greater the breakpoint, and it will require more duration of antibiotic. The first advancement was in personalized medicine was the breakpoint which has been used in the culture of bacteria in fungi. Now, again, the gene sequencing has taken a load. Now, various diseases like cancers and all now are being treated on basis of the gene sequencing. A HER2 gene is the most prevalent gene checked for when it comes to the breast cancer. And if it is overexpressive HER2 gene, then herceptin is drug of choice. Going beyond forward, the AI for the personalized medicine nowadays are wearable devices, which are continuous monitoring devices. The typical example of a continuous monitoring device is a Fitbit watch, which you keep, but it is not of medical grade. Now there are medical grade glucose monitoring devices, which will monitor your glucose constantly. There is very good device from Abbott, Freestyle Libre. I'm not doing advertisement, but that so is Freestyle Relay. It's continuously monitors the glucose and give you the reading at what time you have the peak glucose.
It's also operating on the same principles.
Right. So it gives you the peak and trough of the glucose levels, and based on that, doctor can decide how insulin and what type of insulin is required and when you require more. One more thing is there is some smart inhalers in the market. So these smart inhalers, what they do is they'll track when you have taken the dose and how much dose you have taken. Based on the exacerbation and the duration of the disease chronicity, doctor watches that when and if the patient has missed the dose or not, and then what amount is there. If there is a frequent exacerbation on a particular time, doctor can personalize it with the increasing the dose of that particular medicine. So long way to go, but and long way we have come in terms of the personalized medications.
Thank you, Gaurav, for the inputs. So I'll jump off a few questions and come directly to one important question that relates to most of us sitting in this hall, and that is the prescription. So in the morning, Neetu started our session with hundreds of prescription, but no remedy. So this question goes to our doctors in the panel. Is there a need for prescription optimization? And if yes, what is being done about it?
So if at all I understood your question rightly, you're talking about what is happening with prescription, right?
Yes.
So EHR एकदम नए तरीके से आया है, electronic health records, right? Prescription is the most important thing. बहुत लोग कहते हैं प्रिस्क्रिप्शन को बायोडिग्रेडेबल मटेरियल का होना चाहिए. मैं कहता हूं नहीं होना चाहिए. डॉक्टर का प्रिस्क्रिप्शन एक अकेला ऐसा पर्चा है जो आप बचा के रखते हो कि किसी और को भी कुछ हुआ तो दवा खिला देंगे. आप नहीं फेंकते हो उसको.
How far it is ethical?
See, I'm just talking about a common perspective, right? But then, how things are improving, I'll tell you. I met a startup in IIT Mandi. वो क्या कर रहे थे कि एक स्कूल के बच्चे के लिए एक इनोवेशन लेकर आए उन्होंने कि जब बच्चे नानी के घर जाते हैं तो बहुत सारा कॉपी लेके ना जाना पड़े, तो आप उस पर जो भी लिखते हैं बाय डिफॉल्ट वो कॉपी से फोन में ट्रांसलेट हो जाता है. दिस स्टार्टअप वाज डूइंग इट फॉर स्कूल किड्स. उस इंसिडेंस के बाद दे केम डाउन टू आवर हॉस्पिटल. नाउ दे आर मेकिंग अ डिजिटल प्रिस्क्रिप्शन जहां आप जेन्युइनली पेपर शीट पे भी लिखते हो और वही लिखते हुए देयर इज स्मार्ट कलम. इस स्टार्टअप का नाम है स्मार्ट कलम. लिखते लिखते एवरी डेटा ओवर द पेज ट्रांसफर्स ओवर द फोन. बाय डिफॉल्ट ये सारा डेटा फार्मेसी में भी जाता है, पैथोलॉजी में भी जाता है, पेशेंट के रिकॉल पे भी जाता है, पेशेंट के व्हाट्सएप पे भी जाता है, राइट? तो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन डिजिटल हो रहे हैं, बट देन जो पेशेंट के पर्सपेक्टिव में एक टच एंड फील है ना, जब आप हॉस्पिटल जाते हो यू एक्चुअली वांट दोज रिकॉर्ड्स, क्योंकि अभी से 5 साल बाद चीजें खत्म हो जाएंगी जब आधार कार्ड से ओटीपी मिलने लगेगा और सारा डेटा आपको दिखने लगेगा. हर
यूनिवर्सल हेल्थ.
यस प्रिस्क्रिप्शन जितने देखिए प्रिस्क्रिप्शन जितनी आसानी से अवेलेबल होंगे डॉक्टर्स को उतना बेहतर आपका इलाज हो सकता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई टेल यू सिंपल एक्सपेरिमेंट दैट वी डिड एट आवर हॉस्पिटल. सरकारी अस्पताल में 1 रुपए का पर्चा होता था. आपने 4 जगह दिखा लिया 4 रुपए में, या फिर 1 ही रुपए में 1 दिन में 4 दिन दिखा लिया. प्रॉब्लम हमारे साथ ये होती थी, सपोज कोई प्रेग्नेंट फीमेल है जो हमारे डिपार्टमेंट में आई है, उन्होंने ऑर्थो में भी दिखाया कि हड्डी में दर्द है, ऑर्थो ने भी दवा लिखी दर्द की. हमारे पास आए कि जी हमारे में तो बहुत दर्द है. तो हमने पूछा कि प्रेगनेंसी है, तो बोले कि आपको क्यों बताएं. उसके बाद हुआ कि ठीक है हमने कुछ दवा दे दी. अब जब वो मरीज अगले दिन आया तो पर्चा खो दिया क्योंकि 1 रुपए का था. अब दोबारा उसको पता होना चाहिए आपने क्या दवा लिखी है. हमारे हॉस्पिटल ने एक एक्सपेरिमेंट किया कि हम आपको एक बुक देंगे बना के. वो बुक 50 रुपए की होगी 3 महीने के लिए. अब कोई मरीज नहीं खोता और डॉक्टर्स के लिए एकदम आसान हो जाता है पलट के चेक करना कि आपने किस किस डिपार्टमेंट में दिखाया है. तो ऐसा नहीं कि इनोवेशन सिर्फ डिजिटल में हो रहा है. इनोवेशन ऑलवेज हैपेंस विद द प्रोसेस एज वेल.
सर एक और इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है प्रिस्क्रिप्शन का. बहुत सारी दवाइयां प्रिस्क्राइब कर देना, ओवर प्रिस्क्रिप्शन है. हाँ, एंड लॉट ऑफ टेस्ट बीइंग एडवाइज्ड. सो इज देयर एनीथिंग बीइंग डन अबाउट?
देखिए हमारे सरकारी अस्पताल में क्लियर इंस्ट्रक्शन फॉर द गवर्नमेंट. आपको दवाइयां जेनरिक लिखनी है, कैपिटल लेटर में लिखनी है बड़ी बड़ी, और अगर कोई गलती से ब्रांड लिखा हो पकड़ा गया और किसी ने फोटो खींच के डायरेक्टर साहब को भेज दिया तो उसको मिल जाएगा मेमो. गवर्नमेंट में तो ऐसा हो रहा है. सरकारी के लिए मतलब प्राइवेट के लिए मैं कमेंट नहीं करूंगा. आई हैव वर्कड इन प्राइवेट सेक्टर एज वेल. देखिए हेल्थ केयर इकोसिस्टम में ना प्राइवेट प्लेयर बहुत बड़ा प्लेयर है. यू जस्ट कैन नॉट इग्नोर इट. वो पूरा पूरा इंडिया में जो पूरे दुनिया के कहते हैं ना वी आर द फार्मेसी फॉर द वर्ल्ड, इसमें जो प्राइवेट प्लेयर का रोल है. बट देन आपको बहुत सारी एथिकल चीजें इसमें आती हैं. तो ये कहना कि क्या सही क्या गलत, इतना सही है कि मैं जो कर रहा हूं मैं सही करूं, बट जो गलत है वो आपके नजरिए से गलत है. जो बहुत अच्छी दवाइयां ब्रांडेड बन रही हैं उससे पेशेंट आउटकम बहुत अच्छा होता है. जब पेशेंट मेरे पास आता है वो ये नहीं पूछता आपने किस ब्रांड की दवा लिखी है, वो ये जानना चाहता है कि आपने जो दवा लिखी है उससे मैं ठीक होऊंगा कि नहीं होऊंगा. कॉस्ट के लिए तो रेगुलेटरीज में डॉक्टर्स कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग.
See, This is a big issue. In fact, uh, many people, almost 60% people goes to the private clinics, private doctors. 40% only goes to the government hospitals. So you want to strengthen your government system, that is good. But same time, a private practitioner, he will not keep all the record because he has to just write the medicine and you cannot have any check to them. So you can check for the government because we are bound to, because we have the seniors, we have overhead, some administrator and all that. But the practice which is going on in private sector side, it is very difficult to have control on that. But of course, at least we have sensitized all the systems in the healthcare so that a guideline, a ICMR guideline or ministry guideline, it has come up. I think that people will have a little bit of caution when they do the diagnosis.
Having said that,
I will add. So, sir has explained in government, sir has explained in private. So, I come from background from the corporate hospital. So, generally, typically, what corporate hospital does, we have certain guidelines for OPD. First guideline is empirical medicines, which all we know and all we study based on the starting symptoms. Second one is the antimicrobial stewardship program, wherein we describe that a patient with this infection and how to go about the treatment. Third one is we do OPD random audits, wherein clinical pharmacologists and we hire some pharmacists and train them also clinical pharmacists. They do random audits for the prescription, OPD prescription, and IPD prescription, wherein they check for the number of medications doctor has prescribed, rationality of the medications doctor prescribed. If someone with had come with cold, whether doctor has prescribed the antibiotic first time itself or not. So these are common challenges that we take out and we discuss with the doctors, though it is very challenging to convince the doctor. Still, we put an effort to make this rationalization.
so thank you very much, all of you. One last question to wind up. What are your suggestions regarding setting up an ecosystem for innovations and sustainability in healthcare sector? One suggestion from each one of you. Probably start, Rahul.
Okay, that's my favorite question. I'll just take 2 minutes. Crowd sitting in the audience, अगर आपको अपना स्टार्टअप बनाना है और आप फार्मेसी के बच्चे हैं, आपके कॉलेज में भी एक इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है स्टार्ट इन यूपी का. नंबर 1, बड़ा स्टार्टअप बनाने के लिए आपको एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम देखना होता है. और मेरी बात को ध्यान से सुने. जब इस दुनिया ने पहली बार कोविड देखा, तो कोविड के वक्त जो टेस्ट अवेलेबल थे वो सिर्फ आरटीपीसीआर था. जो दूसरा टेस्ट निकल कर आया वो ट्रूनेट था, और जो तीसरा टेस्ट निकल कर आया जो मैजिकल था वो एंटीजन किट थे. एंटीजन किट्स जब बने तो वो एक इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर से निकल कर आया था. और कितना बड़ा बाजार था आप सोच सकते हैं. पहले टेस्ट के लिए बड़े से बड़े शहर में 5 से 6 दिन लगते थे. इसका मतलब जितनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम उतनी बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी. आप अपने कॉलेज में रहते हुए ट्राई टू यूज दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी कि ग्रेटर नोएडा में आप हैं, अपने इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर में प्रॉब्लम लेकर जाएं, प्रॉब्लम को वैलिडेट करें. यू कैन कम डाउन टू आवर गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल एज वेल. हमारा भी एक इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल का. प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए, मेक अ गुड टीम विथ यू. गुड टीम मतलब जिसको आप पे भरोसा हो, आपकी प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट. ये बनाने के बाद गवर्नमेंट आपके आइडिया को फंड करती है. जब हम सब स्कूल और कॉलेज में थे 10 साल पहले, ये ऑप्शन नहीं था कि गवर्नमेंट आइडिया को फंड करे. ऐसा भारत में नहीं होता था. आज आप बड़े सुनहरे दौर में हैं. यूज दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी और अपने कॉलेज में अपने फैकल्टी को, जो भी फैकल्टी है ना, सबके पास वो आपसे 10-15 साल का अधिक एक्सपीरियंस रखते हैं. वही एक्सपीरियंस फ्यूल है. ट्राई टू एक्सट्रैक्ट दैट फ्यूल. वही उनको बेहतर बनाता है आपसे. अगर वो आपसे बेहतर नहीं होंगे तो आपकी फैकल्टी नहीं होंगे. तो एक टीम बनाइए, स्टार्टअप के लिए सोचिए. इतना सारा मेंटरिंग अवेलेबल है, इतना सारा पैसा अवेलेबल है, और ये देखिए कि क्या हम कुछ आईपी जनरेट कर सकते हैं. आई रिमेंबर इसी चेयर पे एक मैम बैठी थी सुबह, वो कह रही थी कि हम इंडियन आईपी जनरेट कर सकते हैं क्या. आप फार्मा के बच्चे जो आप कर सकते हो, किसी और प्रोफेशन के लोग वो मैजिक नहीं कर सकते. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस कि आप जिस प्रोफेशन में हो, यू कैन एक्चुअली जनरेट एन आईपी. आपको याद है कोविड के दौरान हमारी दवाइयों की दुनिया में तांता लगता था, बट देन हम प्रोड्यूसर हैं, हमारे पास पेटेंट हर चीज की नहीं है. इस बाजार को आप तभी डोमिनेट करते हैं एस्ट्राजेनिका के बहुत सारे वैक्सीन बने ना भारत में भी, भारत में बने लेकिन भारत के नहीं थे ना वो। तो हमें ये देखना है कि क्या हम जो बच्चे आज फार्मेसी पढ़ रहे हैं, क्या हम करियर बनाना चाहते हैं इसमें। एंड देन यू हैव टू बी मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी, यू हैव टू नो कि कोई मुझे हायर क्यों करे। और स्टार्टअप्स में अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट है तो डू विजिट इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर्स। ग्रेटर नोएडा में इतने सारे सेंटर्स हैं, आज ही जाओ, स्टार्ट इन यूपी ढूंढो, स्टार्टअप इंडिया ढूंढो। और अगर प्रॉब्लम समझ में आ जाती है तो स्टार्टअप बन जाता है, बाकी इकोसिस्टम हेल्प करने के लिए है। तो दैट्स माय टेक फॉर द स्टूडेंट सिटिंग हियर, ये स्टार्टअप बन सकता है, एक सही प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट। कभी आपने सोचा था, आज नेट मेट से है आप, कुछ कुछ साल पहले कहाँ दवाइयां मिलेंगी ऑनलाइन 1 mg। ये इतने बड़े बड़े ब्रांड्स, राइट, इन्होंने प्रोसेस इनोवेट कर दिया है। मेरे ख्याल से आप लोग दवाई तो नहीं बनाते हैं ना, सोचिए, इसका मतलब दवाई पहुंचाने के तरीके को आसान कर दिया है। सो यू हैव टू थिंक आउट कि क्या हम यहाँ रहकर कुछ बड़ा कर सकते हैं। और यही सही वक्त है, हमारे वक्त में ये वक्त नहीं था, इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि आपसे ये बात करनी चाहिए। दैट्स ऑल।
Just one thing, identify the problem, what is needed by the people or patients. And then it is not necessary only that you have to manufacture the drug or produce the new drug. Even if it is available, if that knowledge or what you call distribution or the support, if you can develop a system where it can be useful in your area, in your community, that itself could be the starting point for you in the coming future.
So, to get a sustainable healthcare in India, there are important things that we need right now. One thing is healthcare interoperability. So, for the students, what is healthcare interoperability? It's a seamless transfer of data from one source to another, regardless of the technology which we are using. Suppose we are sitting here and second day we are going to the doctor way back in 100 kilometers away. The doctor can access your data with your permission from a database server. That is called an healthcare interoperability. Second thing is remote monitoring, which we need to be stronger in this because India has very vast land and geography wherein the healthcare cannot go beyond. For the specialist treatment, we need that kind of technology and also things, healthcare interoperability and remote monitoring or remote consultation, which we need to be stronger player, make this healthcare more sustainable.
So to sum up, it's out of the box thinking, collaborations between industry, academia, researchers, regulators, which is missing, multidisciplinarity and government support. Together we can innovate and we can create a sustainable healthcare system. Thank you very much to all the amazing panelists and thank you all for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you. First, Vandana ma'am, panelist on stage. Felicitate our panelist, Dr. Himanshu Kumar Chaturvedi. Applause, please. Like to felicitate Dr. Rahul Amritraj. We have picked up we would like to felicitate Ms. Shivi Sabarwal. We'd like to felicitate Ms. Shivi Sabarwal. Big round of applause. The next panelist, Dr. Pooja Phogat. Big round of applause, please, everybody. We would also like to felicitate the moderator of the session, Dr. Chitra Gupta. Gaurav Taneja. Dr. Chitra Gupta. Thank you. We would request all dignitaries for a group photograph, please. You may please take the seats downstairs now. Thank you. We shall now be starting the valedictory session, for which I would like to request Ms. Akshi Jindal to please take up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we reach the conclusion of today's transformative journey, I am honored to address this esteemed gathering. It has been a day filled with inspiration, innovation, and insight as we delve into the theme of harnessing AI and innovation for the sustainable development of the pharmaceutical and healthcare sectors. The ceremony to the thought-provoking plenary sessions, panel discussions, and scientific presentations, we have collectively explored the immense potential of technology. Before we wrap up this incredible day, it is time to celebrate the hard work, dedication, and innovation displayed by the participants in the oral and poster presentations. These presentations showed the immense talent and creativity within the community, offering groundbreaking ideas. Now it is my pleasure to announce the winners who have truly stood out and impressed our esteemed panel of judges with their remarkable work. To appreciate the awardees, I would like to invite Dr. Vandana. I would like to invite Dr. Vandana Arora Sethi, Group Director, to the stage, and Dr. Ashish Kumar Prashar, Professor, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology. Okay, we will please be seated. We will be having a band performance after the valedictory session. For the oral presentation awardees, consolation prize goes to Gurpreet Mehra, Amity University. Please join us on stage, Gurpreet. Gurpreet Mehra, Amity University. Chahat Tyagi, Amity University. Shivani Sharma, Hindu College of Pharmacy. Shivani Sharma, Hindu College of Pharmacy. Please give her a big round of applause, everyone. And the first position has been taken by Kavya Sharma, GSS Academy. Kavya Sharma. Sharma, GSS Academy. Now I would like to invite Dr. Tyagi, Principal, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology, for the poster presentation awarding. The consolation prize goes to Sarvesh Kumar, Amity University, Noida. Sarvesh Kumar. Goes to Nikita, DM College of Pharmacy. Second place goes to Sumit Kumar, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology. Please give a big round of applause for Nikita. Sumit Kumar, Lloyd Institute. First position has been taken by Abhishek Sharma, GP Noida University. Abhishek Sharma. Please give him a big round of applause. First position, Abhishek Sharma, GP Noida University. Winners of online presentations will be given a certificate on their registered email IDs. Now I would like to invite Dr. Shiva, Vice Principal, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology, and Mr. Rajiv, Dean Academics, Lloyd School of Pharmacy, felicitate the oral and post-presentation evaluators. Oral presentation evaluators, Dr. Neeraj Kumar, IP State Branch. Please give him a big round of applause. Dr. Neeraj Sharma, Merit Institute of Technology, Meerut. Please give him a big round of applause, everyone. Dr. Nitin Sharma, Amity University, Noida. Dr. Dinesh Kaushik, Hindu College, Sonipat. Please give him a big round of applause. Dr. Nakul Gupta, IIMT College of Pharmacy, Greater Noida. Applause, please. Dr. Vikram Sharma, Belkotia College of Pharmacy, Greater Noida. Dr. Sachin Tyagi, Bharat Institute of Technology, Meerut. Dr. Arun Kumar, Parmat College of Pharmacy, Hapur. Mishra, Kalmundia College of Pharmacy. Dr. Ali Sardar, Jamia Hamdard, New Delhi. Dr. Amrendra Pratap, MIT, Meerut. For the poster presentation evaluators, Dr. Rosalind Mishra, Metro College, Greater Noida. Dr. Nitin Kumar, Meerut Institute of Technology, Meerut. KMT College of Pharmacy. Dr. Ram Babu Tripathi, Amity University, Gwalior. Dr. Luban Singh, Swami Vivekanand, Subharti University. Dr. Bharat Bhushan, Hindu College, Sonepat. Dr. Manoj Kumar Prabhakar, IEC College, Greater Noida. Dr. Talevar Singh, Amity Institute of Pharmacy, Gwalior. Dr. Neeraj Chauhan, Amity Institute of Pharmacy, Greater Noida. Dr. Mukesh Kumar, Subharti College of Pharmacy, Meerut. Dr. Kunal Kaushik, Delhi College of Pharmacy. BIT, Meerut. Dr. Sonali Jeronia, GSS University. Dr. J. Kumudi, GSS University. Students left for the second position of the poster presentation. Sumit Kumar, Lloyd Institute of Management. Now I would like to invite Dr. Chitra Gupta, Dean PG, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology, to felicitate our associate partners. To honor their contribution, I would like to invite the representatives of Indian Pharmaceutical Association Delhi State Branch on the dais. honor the contributions of our co-sponsors, I would like to invite the representative of Blue Ocean Healthcare on the dais. Mr. Ravi Singh, please give him a big round of applause. We would like to invite Lloyd Business School admission team on the stage. We are delighted to announce and congratulate the lucky draw winners of the Mystery activity conducted by Lloyd Business School during the Bharat Shiksha Expo at India Expo Center and Art College Park 2. A big round of applause for Priya Singh, BCA student, Galgotia University, Greater Noida, and Nishi Belaj, 12th student, PCM from JP Public School, Greater Noida. Nishi Belaj, 12th PCM student from JP Public School, Greater Noida. Please give her a big round of applause. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Chitra Gupta, Dean PG, Professor and HOD Pharmaceutics, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology for a vote of thanks. Delegates, it is a request for you not to leave. There's still a band performance at the end.
It is an honor to deliver this vote of thanks today. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our management, President Manohar Thirani sir and our group director, Dr. Vandana ma'am, for entrusting us with this opportunity. Ma'am, your unwavering support and encouragement has made this event possible. Thank you so much. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to the Vice Chancellor, AKTU in absentia, as well as to our distinguished guests who spared their valuable time to grace this event. Your presence has elevated the stature of this conference. Thank you very much for your inspiring words and contributions. I especially thank our sponsors and partners whose generous support has played a crucial role in making this event a success. I would like to extend my deep appreciation to our plenary speakers and the panelists for their insightful deliberations. Your knowledge and experience have been invaluable, and I trust that your words have ignited the spark of curiosity in future professionals. My heartfelt thanks to all the committee members, faculty, and staff, both on the stage and off the stage, who worked tirelessly day and night to bring this event to life. Without your hard work, support, and dedication, this was not possible. I also wish to thank all the delegates, both online and in person, who joined us from various colleges and various parts of the country. Your participation has made this event a grand success. A special mention to those who have been with us since morning. You have been a wonderful audience, and your engagement has been truly appreciated. We look forward to your continued support in future. Lastly, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my co-coordinators, Dr. Lalit and Dr. Ashish. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you both. Your cooperation, teamwork, and commitment have been invaluable. Thank you once again, all of you. Rather than a goodbye, let me say we look forward to meeting again in 2025. Till then, stay connected. Thank you very much.